Well, Love and Thunder's on the way. No, I'm not loving Thunder. It's Love and Thunder from, Thor 4. See, they could have said Thor 4. See it right? Yeah, well. Anyway, it could turn out to be okay. Oddly enough, because when they did Ragnarok, I said, oh, well, then there's Guardians of the Galaxy Part 3. Even though they weren't in it. They're going to be in this one because that's how Endgame left it, And considering that's the tone the third Thor movie did, I guess, well, there you go. That's that kind of fits, except they tried to do it with everything. They thought, hey, our jokes are the key to the MCU's success. No, it's not. It's perfectly fine to have humor, even in a really dark movie. You can do that, but when it takes away from everything, it's a bit of a problem. In the case in point, now Ragnarok, I liked it better than Guardians of the Galaxy films. A lot of people just they were blown away by Guardians of the Galaxy. They really they're really taken with it, and there's a lot of good elements in it and all that. It's just I just was not wowed by it. I actually liked the second one better, which is the opposite of everybody else. They tend to think the second one was not as good as the first one and that type of thing. But that's just to each their own. But that's Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's just the way it was done and everything. And then the Ragnarok comes in and tries to do the same thing, and they do. And some elements of it, I harken back to the old Sam Jones Flash Gordon movie from, what was it, 1980, 81, I forget exactly when, but that thereabouts. And just how over the top and campy it all is. And with the new technology, that's kind of what you got there. I mean, even the logo and stuff kind of was a bit retro. And so there were different things. I was like, yeah, okay, I just know it's not really Thor. But it's a take on Thor. And there was some of the characters, I knew what they were really about and stuff, and this wasn't it so much and all that, and especially Valkyrie. But I was like, yeah, whatever. And then it just got progressively worse since then. But Ragnarok, left to itself, it led into Infinity War, which did have some silliness in it, despite the horrific things that happens to Thor and his people and all of that, But it was kept at a minimum. It was balanced. Maybe a little bit went too far, considering what he had just went through, and then he's, making fun of, Star-Lord and all that. And okay, and that's the riff they want to do, and that's how it's going to be in the Love and Thunder and all that. But Infinity War, it was just really great, and that was the last great Marvel movie, notwithstanding the recent Spider-Man movie, of course. But looking at it now, I realize that was probably the send-off. And then Endgame, it had some elements of that in it, but it was no comparison. And look what they do to Thor. Well, he's silly Thor. He's silly Thor. That's what he is, and that's what you get in this movie. Now, I guess it'll probably do well if it's just another Thor Ragnarok. Maybe I won't like it, but I think it'll be fine for the overall viewing audience. But so he's going to be silly. It's giving it like it's all him, which is appropriate, even though we know it's going to be all about her. So they're going to do, you're not supposed to call her She-Thor or Female Thor. She's Mighty Thor. Yeah. She's not. It's Jane, and she apparently becomes worthy and picks up the other hammer that's stolen from another timeline. I guess it's that one that he went and stole from the Endgame. Didn't take it back, So anyway, she's going to have that, and she'll have the power of Thor. Now, this is throughout the comics. They've had other characters that have been able to wield the hammer because, well, you're worthy. And in Endgame, Captain America wields it, So you've had some other people. Certainly Beta Ray Bill. I'm wondering if he'll make an appearance in this thing. Of course, I guess they'll just change it. They'll take the Ray out and just make him Beta Bill. get it. And then there was this guy. Oh, I'm forgetting his name. But he became a character called Thunderstrike, stuff like that. So you had other people wield it, and then eventually they got to Jane. But then they went all woke, and this was a feminist message. Somehow it's feminism for a woman to become a man, basically. Take all his attributes and whatnot, and try to be as and get rid of, shed all her femininity and everything. Yeah. That's what that was. The others, there was none of that. It was just the idea that, well, if you're worthy enough, you can wield the hammer and all that. In fact, you read the original, it kind of seemed to look like that Don Blake was not actually Thor, but later on they fixed it up to where, oh yeah, he was Thor all along. He just Odin was teaching him a lesson in humility and all that, and that's what that was about. But it could have just been this guy who was worthy, and he found the hammer and all that. But no, that's not what it is. But so you get the power of Thor. You don't actually become Thor, but of course, due to the cult-like message of wokeism, no, it's the name of Thor. Can't be Lady Thor or anything like that. That's somehow offensive of some sort. Whatever, but that's perhaps it won't be as bad as the comic book initiative was, and it's just all going to be played for laughs, but it'll be played for laughs at Thor's expense. I mean, it shows him getting in shape, and he's looking for a new life for himself and all that sort of thing. Which probably means that's what he's going to do, is retire, or maybe I doubt he'll die in it, because that would be too dark for their silliness. But Jane will probably remain the main Thor. At least that probably was the objective. Maybe they've wisened up and decided, let's drop that. Just do your silly movie and we'll move on. Because that's what I'm hoping is what's happened with Doctor Strange. It was worrying so much that it was just going to be this, he's going to get his balls kicked and all the women will be the main part. But there was massive reshoots on it, so I'm hoping it's been salvaged. If Doctor Strange bombs, then that's not looking good for Thor. So if Thor comes in with a silly, stupid movie that makes a mockery of its main character, that won't be well received, and it could be that the Marvel spell has collapsed, and Spider-Man was just Spider-Man, and it was this cool thing of the other Spider-Man, and that's what drew everybody in, and certainly it did. But it was a damn good, fun movie, and that's just make the movies fun. And Love and Thunder could do that. It could, but I'm extremely dubious, and I did not like Fat Thor in Endgame. It just made a total mockery of the character's journey and where it went and where he was, and then it ruins the ultimate confrontation with Thanos between the big three. You had Thor, Iron Man, and Captain America going up against him, and then there's Beer Belly Thor. Yeah. Well, it's a good thing Captain America suddenly became worthy enough for the hammer. So yeah. So anyway, there's that, and there's the dumb thing about Tessa Valkyrie is King Valkyrie. It's there again. See, the feminine title is weak and beneath her and pathetic. No, she must take the male title, because only men can wield power. But you have Jane getting the hammer. Yeah, see, there is no logic to it. It's just vitriol and spite, and posing like you're really something, and that's all they do. So there's a lot of that crap in it that certainly could drag it down, and will have moments of kicking you right out of the story. But if it's a fun, silly enough romp, it'll probably do all right. I'm not all that optimistic that I'll like it, but we'll see.